The more I get to know people, the more I like animals. It sounds like a joke. It sounds like one of those cynical phrases people say when they are tired of drama. Fake smiles, small betrayals, and strange social games. But the older I get, the less funny it feels. Not because I actually hate people. I don't. I still like people. I still get curious about them. I still want connection. But sometimes I realize how much energy it takes to trust them. Maybe that is the part people don't talk about enough. We often say it is hard to make friends as an adult because we are busy, because everyone has work, family, bills, routines, kids, stress, problems, and no time. And of course, that's true. Adult life is full. But I don't think time is the only problem. Sometimes the harder problem is that by adulthood, we have all been disappointed enough to stop meeting people with an open door. When you're a child, friendship feels almost universal. You don't need a category for it. You don't divide people into compartments. A friend is just a friend. You spend time together, you talk about random things. You play, you laugh, you share the same boring days, and somehow that is enough. But adult friendship is different. It becomes more specific. One person belongs to one activity, another person belongs to one topic. Someone else is just a message every few weeks, enough to keep the connection alive, but not enough to feel truly close. I don't even mean this as a complaint. Maybe this is normal. Maybe adult friendship is not supposed to be the same as childhood friendship. Maybe we simply don't have the same open space in our lives anymore. Even when you do meet someone who seems promising, someone interesting, warm, funny, smart, someone who feels like maybe this could become a real connection, you still don't meet them from zero. You meet them with your history. You meet them with all the people who disappeared, all the people who were nice while it was convenient, all the people who acted close and then suddenly became strangers, all the people who smiled in your face and talked behind your back. So you go through this strange adult ritual of building a relationship. First, small talk, then a longer conversation, then maybe you share something a little more personal, then they share something too, then there are jokes that only the two of you understand. Then there is a moment when you start thinking, maybe this person is safe. Maybe I can relax a little. Maybe I don't have to perform so much. Maybe I can let them come a little closer. And this is where trust begins. Not as a big dramatic decision, more like a door opening 1 inch at a time. But sometimes, after all of that, something happens. Maybe you find out this person was talking about you behind your back. Maybe you see them treat someone else in a way that makes you realize they could treat you the same way. Maybe their warmth disappears the moment they no longer need something from you. Or maybe they do something small but clear and suddenly you feel stupid. Not just hard, stupid. Because a part of you thinks, how did I not see this? That is often the worst part. Not even what the person did. The worst part is the conversation I have with myself afterward. Why did I let this person get close? Why did I give them access to my life? Why did I ignore the small signs? Why did I believe the good version so quickly? And I don't want to make it sound like this happens every day. It doesn't. Most people are not villains. Most people are just people. They are confused, wounded, insecure, selfish sometimes, generous sometimes, loyal sometimes, weak sometimes. I understand that, and I'm also just a person. I also have my own problems, my own fears, my own blind spots. But the strange thing is that even one betrayal, even one ugly discovery can change the way you look at the next 10 people. That's what I don't like, because slowly, almost without noticing, you begin to filter harder. You begin to cut people off faster. You begin to keep more things to yourself. You begin to watch people more than you enjoy them. You listen not only to what they say, but to what they might mean. You notice how they talk about others, because maybe one day they will talk about you the same way. You notice how they behave when they are frustrated, when they don't get what they want, when nobody important is watching. And to be honest, I think some of this is healthy. I don't believe every person deserves access to your life. I don't believe every relationship needs to be saved. I don't believe every conflict deserves a long, emotional conversation. Sometimes cutting someone off is not cruelty. Sometimes it is hygiene. Sometimes it is just you finally admitting that your energy is limited and you don't have to keep a door open for someone who keeps bringing dirt into the room. There is a lot of strength in that. When you stop giving random people unlimited access to you, life becomes quieter. You stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You stop trying to prove your heart to people who already decided what version of you they want to believe. I think that is important, especially as an adult. Because in adult life, you really do need to become your own best friend in some way. Not in a lonely, dramatic way, in a practical way. You need to be the person who does not abandon you just because someone else wants access. You need to be able to say, I don't like how this feels, and I don't need a courtroom of evidence before I step back. Here's the uncomfortable part. The same thing that protects you can also trap you. I started by protecting my peace, but sometimes I wonder if I also started protecting myself from the possibility of connection. Because there is a line somewhere between having boundaries and building a fortress. And I don't always know where that line is. Sometimes I tell myself I'm just being selective. Maybe I'm also being afraid. Sometimes I call it maturity, but maybe it is a defense mechanism with better language. Sometimes I say I can't see people clearly now, but maybe I'm also looking for proof that they will disappoint me. That is a strange place to be, because you don't want to be naive. You don't want to let the wrong people close. You don't want to repeat the same pattern again and again. But you also don't want to become someone who is so protected that nobody can reach him anymore. This is why I think adult friendship is complicated. It is not only that we have less time, it is that we have more history. We don't just meet new people, we meet them with all the people who came before them. We meet them with every old disappointment sitting quietly in the background, waiting to be proven right. So when people say it is hard to make friends as an adult, I understand. But I also think maybe friendship asks something from us that becomes harder with age. It asks us to risk looking stupid again. It asks to be open enough that someone could hurt us, but wise enough not to give everyone the keys. And maybe that's the real challenge. Staying open without becoming naive. Staying careful without becoming cold. Protecting your life without slowly removing every possibility of closeness from it. And I don't think the answer is to trust everyone. That would be childish. But I also don't think the answer is to trust no one. Maybe it is to let people earn access to your life through time, consistency, and behavior. Not through charm, not through intensity, not through beautiful words at the beginning, just through the quiet evidence of how they actually live. At the same time, maybe it is to build a stronger friendship with yourself. That phrase can sound like self-help, but I mean it very simply. Don't betray yourself just to keep someone around. Don't call it friendship if you constantly feel smaller after being with them. Don't make loneliness so powerful that it convinces you to accept disrespect as connection. When you become more loyal to yourself, shared interests become a better filter. You don't have to chase people desperately. You do what is genuinely interesting to you. You build your life around things that feel true, and somewhere around those things you meet people. Some will stay on the surface, some will disappear, some will disappoint you, but maybe a few will prove slowly that they are safe enough to come closer. And maybe that's all adult friendship can be. Not the universal friendship of childhood, Not one person who understands every part of your life, but a few honest connections that don't require you to betray yourself to keep them alive. When I say the more I get to know people, the more I like animals, I don't think I mean that animals are better than people. Maybe I just mean they are simpler. They don't perform friendship. They don't pretend to be closer than they are. They don't collect pieces of your vulnerability and use them later. They don't smile at you and then rewrite you in another room. They just sit next to you. They are there. And after enough disappointment with people, that kind of simple presence can feel almost luxurious. Maybe I don't actually like animals more than people. Maybe I just like the feeling of not having to protect myself all the time. And maybe that's what real friendship is supposed to feel like too. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and see you next time.